Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley, joined with meteorologist Emery here, 19atSIX, on your Saturday evening, the first day of March. If you can believe it, it's here. It only took what felt like weeks and weeks and weeks of February to get here, right?
Months of February.
The months of February, right?
And I'll tell you what, it's so deceiving considering the fact that today is one of the cooler days we've seen over the last few days here in the tri-state.
I know, it actually feels like winter for once on this first day of meteorological spring. So Ethan and I are celebrating a little bit, sporting our purple.
That's right.
To ring in the new season. If you have any questions about the forecast, we're about to talk about the chilly weekend, the active week ahead, definitely drop in our Facebook comments. We'd be happy to answer them, even if they're what you think are difficult questions.
Yeah.
We love the difficult questions, so
For
more
sure.
than happy to.
I'm going to go and share this on my Facebook page as well. That way people can chime in on there just as much as because we're also on the Fox 19 Facebook page and, of course, your Facebook page too.
Yeah, we'll cross-post, get everyone involved because, of course, this is a roller coaster of a forecast. So let's go ahead and just get right into the meat of it. We are going to be seeing a little bit more of those warmer temperatures by Monday, so this little taste of winter really isn't all that bad.
No, not bad at all. One thing I kind of go through and just click. I don't go. I know it's different than what we do for our recordings and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of disorganized when it comes to the weather shows on the weekend evenings.
You know what you're doing, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about first?
So one thing I normally do, and this is, everyone does this a little bit differently. On the weekends, I understand that folks have things they want to do. Maybe they're going out to a friend's for a gathering this evening. Maybe they're going to go to bed early. They got to wake up early tomorrow morning. I do a thing called a forecast first. And what I do is I give tonight, tomorrow, and the 7 day within the first couple of minutes. That way, if they got to take care of those things, they can. Otherwise, you can stay and join us throughout the entire broadcast. But obviously, not everyone does that, and that's okay. That's totally fine.
It's okay.
But it's my method of doing it because I understand people have lives on the weekends.
Some people.
Yeah.
Not us.
So what I do is I show tonight, tomorrow, in the 7 day.
Okay.
And tonight, Erin, it gets quite cold.
It gets real cold because those skies are going to clear. If you're seeing those clouds out there, well, you're not going to see them for much longer. And so that does mean a nice sunny Sunday ahead, but it also means lows dropping into the 19 degrees area. Tomorrow, though, mostly sunny skies. It's not going to exactly feel like it. 39 degrees, still chilly behind that cold, freezing morning. Another freezing morning on tap there for your Monday in that first alert extended forecast. We start to feel a little bit better though, mid-40s, more seasonable with partly cloudy skies. We're changing up that midweek forecast a little bit, Ethan. We had a little bit of rain towards the first half of Tuesday, and now it's delayed a little bit. Evening showers ahead of that bigger system, which could bring heavy winds and even some rumbles of thunder as well in that 7 day. So that's our next big impact day, if you will, Wednesday of this upcoming week. And that's because of rain, gusty winds, and some thunder.
Yeah, and it could be a first alert weather day considering the disruptions those winds could carry with them. Pun not intended, by the way. But yeah, you said it right off the top of the broadcast here, roller coaster temperatures. I mean, you've got the morning low tomorrow morning at 19, and then all the way up to 62 by Wednesday, back down to 31 Friday morning, and then we're back up in the 50s by next weekend. So a lot of variety. It's what'd you call it the other day?
We called it Orion. It's not a kiddie coaster at all. A charcuterie board.
That's what I was referencing.
Oh, okay. Charcuterie. I mean, this is an Orion of a forecast too, if you want to put it in roller coaster terms. But if you want to put it in food terms, it's a charcuterie board of a forecast because it does have everything in it. It's got a lot of sun. The cold with the sun. It's got warm sun early in the day on Tuesday, or at least before those evening showers arrive, right?
Yeah.
It's also got those nicer temperatures as well, low 60s that afternoon.
Yeah. But take a look at these views. I mean, that's really, really nice, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Cincinnati. This is my first time seeing this graphic, guys. This is gorgeous. You put on the Levy cam, that is my... Not that I have to pick favorites, but right now love that one. Hey, look, the Turfway cam's got some horsies going down it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, usually on Saturday evenings, they've got some races taking place there. I'm really bad with looking at the schedule, so I'm not exactly sure which one specifically it is. But I'll put up the Turfway Park camera in full screen. That way you can see what we're seeing. And horses out there getting ready. If we move the camera later this evening, you'll see the big green I'm really bad with the terminology here. The thing that all the gates, all the horses line up in before they go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Someone's going to correct us in our comments if
That's
they
totally
haven't
fine,
already.
too, if they
Please
need-
do.
Yeah.
We love to learn. I have a new favorite camera. I'm sorry. I love watching the horses.
Yeah. So we got that one, and then the tower camera. I moved this back. It was aimed at the postal office. It's on Dalton Avenue.
Right, for the American
for the
flag.
American flag, because it was waving a lot yesterday evening and last night. At this point, though, you can see here that this is another nice view. You can see TQL Stadium on the left-hand side. You got the Duke Energy Convention Center there, closer to the right, and you can see a little sliver of Paycor Stadium. But
You have the Cincinnati mural, if you will, right there. I don't know what else to describe it. The little sign that says Cincinnati right there.
yeah, the Duke Energy Convention Center. And
Okay.
I'll tell you what, it's really cool, especially with more sports coming in, or sports seasons rather coming in. They are really good at changing the colors up. I love seeing
seen
the
it.
blue and orange for FC Cincinnati home games, or the red and white for Reds opening day.
Bengals.
It'll be green for St. Patrick's Day coming up.
I love Cincinnati. I've missed this place.
Yeah.
We do such fun things here. And yeah, I mean, while this image right here on your screen, while it looks a little bit cloudy on the horizon, lots of sun to look forward to in the days ahead. But also the clear skies and the cold that comes with it.
For sure. And what I want to show next here is our radar and satellite. And there's not much to show right now. I mean, aside from the clouds that you're seeing right now on that. But we had a few flurries earlier today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Did you see any flurries earlier today?
I did not personally see them, but Chief Meteorologist Steve Horsemeyer did, and he texted all of us, and we were like, woo! It verified.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all leftover moisture that's coming in off of the lakes, actually. I mean, that's that bigger system, right? I mean, if we zoom out, you see it well north and east of the area entirely. We're coming up on the backside of it. We're left with the cold but the dry. But hey, we'll take it, because that means the next 48 hours, generally, while the cold's the big impact, we're going to get a lot of sun with it too.
For sure. And there were a few light snow showers up towards the Dayton metro area, also towards the Columbus metro. You can see some of those bigger blue dots kind of indicative of that. But for us in the tri-state, it's just been a few flurries. But at this point, the sun's breaking through, and we got that little bit of a colder air mass that's going to kind of dig in tonight.
It's going to dig in tonight, tank those temperatures. You'll need the winter works at the ready. But then, of course, that charcuterie board coming right into place.
Yep.
We're starting to scoop up something a little bit more normal by Monday. So it's somewhat intense, but it's pretty brief, that cold, right?
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes people want to know what the high and low is for the day. This is pretty laid back in a sense of, like, you know.
We love the almanac.
Yeah, and I want to show this too, because people are going to look at the high temperature and think, what? Well, you guys were so wrong. You said today's highs were in the mid-30s. Well, 55 was at midnight.
Hey, I'm saying that we said that.
Yeah, and 33 is as of 5 o'clock, because this is done at, I think it's like 4:52 technically, or 4:50.
That's good to know.
Something.
4:50 something.
Yeah. And by the way, something we need to add in the 7-day, I totally forgot about, is daylight saving time beginning on Saturday night.
Oh my gosh, a little over a week from now,
I know.
we're springing forward.
I forgot about it till just now.
Oh my gosh. But no, you're so right. Think about it now. We're losing an hour of sleep a little over a week from now.
Yep. And
Getting daylight, of course.
And this will be updated to be an hour later. So right at 19atSIX will be right when this comes in.
Oh, fun. We get to find out together.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously been very cold today. But just wanted to show you that in case if you were curious. At midnight last night, it was still pretty warm. And
Yeah.
right now, we'll look at some of those current conditions, and then we'll dive into the forecast, Erin. I'll hand it over to you with that first alert forecast. But let's look at some of the conditions right now, because it's still quite cold out there. We got mid-20s over towards Batesville, Indiana at 27, 28 in Lebanon there in the central Warren County, 32 over in Batavia, your neck of the woods there in Claremont County. It's so fascinating driving along Ohio 32, going towards, what's the road name? It's...
Like, how far are we talking?
It's before you take that big old dive down towards Batavia. What's the exit? Is it Olive Branch?
Yeah, Amelia Olive Branch
Yep.
Road.
With the airport being right over there. Whenever I would travel back to Hillsborough from here in Cincinnati, and I take 32, It's so cool because you're driving back and you see the planes landing and you take that big old drop down towards Batavia and
sun setting, and it's gorgeous. I'm closing my eyes and I'm picturing it.
Yep.
Instead, I'm in this room with no windows.
Yeah, we do have windows, but you can't see out of them. They got blinds.
Yeah.
But still definitely a cold evening out there. It's still breezy, too. I mean, look at these winds. These are sustained winds anywhere from 10 to nearly 20 miles per hour, and gusts, as we said yesterday, about 30 miles per hour.
There it is.
And it feels colder.
The weather story of the day. The
Yeah.
cold. Mid to low 20s, upper teens there for those wind chills for your dinner time hour.
Yeah, and people think that wind chill or feels like temperatures is a new concept. It's not. I mean, around here, people are familiar with wind chills or feels like temperatures with the Freezer Bowl, because the Freezer Bowl back in the 80s with the Bengals and at the time San Diego Chargers were playing, I believe the wind chill for that game was 59 below. Yeah, so it's not a new concept.
It took place here?
Yeah,
in Cincinnati?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was at the time it was the Riverfront Stadium. I believe, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. That's a little bit of Cincinnati history for you.
Yeah.
This Saturday afternoon.
For sure. But yeah, no, it definitely, it's a funny Midwest saying, but it's so true when it comes to wind chills. It's not it's the wind that'll get you with the cold.
It's the wind that'll get you. I
Yeah.
mean, 30 miles per hour, that's enough to, that'll blow you around a little bit. So it's nothing to bat your eyes at. Let's take a look at tonight's forecast.
Yeah,
right?
so tonight's forecast, Erin, take it away here, because it's going to be another cold one.
Yeah, but those skies, they're going to clear. Some of us, I wouldn't rule out a bit of frost tomorrow morning, just with those clearing skies and those cold temperatures. We're going to start 7 o'clock, 29. 12 hours later, we're 10 degrees colder at 19 degrees. Again, clear skies there for tonight, leading into tomorrow, mostly sunny and 39 degrees. So still chilly, still below normal with those temperatures, but nevertheless, I'd say tomorrow is going to be a lot better to be outside if you need to be outside. So hey, take advantage of it. But if you
For sure.
Ooh, the travel forecast. I haven't seen this one before.
Yeah, so my graphics is kind of like a charcuterie board.
Wow.
I have a little bit of variety here.
People love variety. It's important.
Yeah, and I usually show the travel forecast because over the weekends, whether folks are going to be traveling to maybe Indianapolis, is it the NFL Combine, I believe, is taking place there in Indianapolis this weekend. Columbus this evening, you got the big hockey match with the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Detroit Red Wings.
That's why everyone's off.
Our producer, Carter, big Blue Jackets fan, he and I could talk about hockey all evening. He's up there tonight at the Ohio Stadium with the outdoor game, which I'm so jealous of. It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe you got folks up there tonight and they're waking up tomorrow morning. It's definitely cold everywhere here in the region. But if they're going to be out there for lunch, maybe 34 degrees the high over in Columbus. And obviously a little bit colder up towards Cleveland, 27 degrees there. But yeah,
still got some more clouds that direction too from that system.
Yep, some of the cloud cover from the back end moisture from that low pressure. But all that sunshine you see there towards Indianapolis, St. Louis, Nashville, that's in store for at least Monday morning. But Monday we've got some clouds moving in, Erin.
Yeah, just a little bit of clouds moving in. Nothing too active until we get late in the day on Tuesday. Perhaps it's the precursor of being like, oh, here comes that bigger storm that's coming in again. Kind of just leading in, getting us a little taste of what's to come Wednesday. So let's go ahead and take it here on our first alert forecast model. So here's Monday. We're getting into the afternoon. We got that leading edge of clouds you see just north of Cincinnati. And then we'll go ahead and get a little bit farther into Tuesday. Those clouds thicken, but notice the rain not quite falling here yet. We'll get into Tuesday itself. Here's the evening. This is 8 o'clock. On Tuesday, starting to see some rain on the horizon, clouds thicken. Eventually, it will fall. That'll be overnight into your Wednesday. This is when we expect some more soaking showers to be making their way in. Yes, it's when the sun is down, but I can't rule out some rumbles of thunder. We're not expecting anything strong or severe with this, and certainly that diurnal pattern kind of helping us out. The fact that the sun is down is helping us out. And then we get into Wednesday. Wraparound moisture starts to kick on in. Once that cold front passes, look at this. Thursday, midnight, snow is going to be possible. And that will continue throughout the day for your Thursday. Again, that's that backside of the system where temperatures start to get a little bit colder. It's going to be breezy there Thursday as well. And I know I said the S word, snow.
The four-letter S word
The
at that, Erin.
four-letter S word. We were looking at the model data. It's nothing impressive, guys. It's just enough to say it happened. But those temperatures, they're going to tumble as the snow falls, and those winds going to have a bite to it. Wind chills behind this storm system, it's going to be in the teens from what we're seeing. And that's going to be throughout the day on Thursday, too.
Yeah, and fortunately, looking at the extended forecast, it's only a blip in the 7-day. We're being that cold, but still, I think this time of year, you got to deal with the drops of the roller coaster that we have, using your analogy.
Enough to make your stomach drop, right? Some people are like, oh, God, she said the S word.
Before we dive into the 7-day, we got some comments or questions on the Facebook page. I'll check out my Facebook page to see if we got...
we got many. This is fun. Hi, guys. Hi, Ethan, says Carla, seen flurries off and on all day. Yeah, that makes sense. Tina, my granddaughter saw snowflakes after work. Yeah, that makes sense. And Molly tuning in from Pleasant Plain, as always. Hi, Ethan and Erin. We had flurries in Pleasant Plain. I already missed the warm weather. It's not too far away. You just got to get through this weekend, Molly.
Yeah.
You got this. You got this. Darla, hello, Ethan and Erin. We had snow flurries earlier today here in Aurora. Where is Aurora?
Aurora, Indiana. It's in Ohio County.
It's in Ohio County in Indiana. I'm still learning, guys, so bear with me. But good to know. Thank you, Darla, for tuning in, as always. Marshall here. Okay. Carla, I'm not sure what that means.
What's that?
Hello, Marshall here.
I believe Carla is chiming in from Marshall, I would assume. Marshall being in Highland County, in my neck of the woods.
Okay,
I'm assuming. Carla, if I'm
Still
wrong,
learning.
correct me.
I'm still learning.
Because I don't know any other Marshall in, unless you're at Marshall University in Huntington, which,
Hey, how's it going? Hello says, is it Letta? Lita?
Oh, I need to make a correction real quick. It's Aurora is technically in Dearborn County, really close to Ohio County.
Okay,
So,
all right.
sorry.
Dearborn County.
Sorry.
All right, it's okay. We're all still learning, right? All right, Jeff saying, it's not a bad word. Hello, any more snow? Hey, Jeff, there's always people that love the snow, right? Some
Jeff
people
loves the snow.
Jeff loves the snow.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a fan of the snow. If it's cold outside, I totally get it. But I know there's some people that are like, absolutely not. Get that away from me. And to that I say, you go south. You'll get a lot of rain, but go south.
Yeah, and even though it's beginning of March, I mean, this is the time of year where you get these two big air masses going back and forth, and that's usually when you have potential for snow, heavy rain, thunderstorms, and sometimes it happens all in the same 24-hour period, like we had. Was it 2 weekends ago? We had the system move through, brought us flooding rains, thunderstorms, and then a bunch of snow, and tell you what, that was a busy weekend.
I can only imagine. That's when I was still up in Toledo, and I was seeing this all happening down south, even farther south into Kentucky, and I was like, wow. My jaw was on the floor with how much was going on.
For sure. And so we're going to dive into the 7-day forecast here because we've been talking about these big temperature swings, and meteorologist Erin Ashley here updated some of the conditions that we're going to be seeing next week, particularly Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are days that we need to keep a close eye on.
For sure, yeah, for showers, thunderstorms, but mainly the winds, guys, because we're seeing this much bigger system, right? That pressure, it's going to be dropping. It's going to be doing so quickly, so those winds, they're going to start to gust up pretty much. That's going to help, though, because if we got so much wind in one direction, it kind of limits the potential, Ethan, for that wind to go like this.
Yep,
right?
for sure.
It's still going to be gusty winds. It's still going to be quite impactful, even dangerous, maybe. And that's when we start to see up to like 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We're only seeing somewhere about 50, but of course, that's several days away. It's just something that we're going to be keeping a close eye on for Wednesday. That's why that 7-day forecast starts with windy and it ends with rain and thunder, because the main concern is going to be those winds. Those rain showers could be heavy. Anywhere from half an inch to an inch is what we're seeing as of right now. And then once everything is said and done with the active day, which is Wednesday, it's going to get colder and it's going to still be breezy. So while those high temperatures going to be knocking on the door of 40 degrees there on Thursday, it's going to be feeling like the teens with wind gusts still gusting anywhere from about 30 to 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, and what you're talking about with Wednesday, yeah, even though the winds are going to have a hard time trying to spin.
Yeah.
So we don't really expect to see quote-unquote severe weather, but the winds, like you were talking about, the wind gusts look pretty impressive. In fact, they do look stronger currently. Now, granted, this is still a few days out, so a lot's going to change. Yeah. But the winds do look stronger than what was forecast actually yesterday.
Yes.
I was going to look at a forecast model here in a second with the update on kind of what the numbers look like. But one thing that that my chief meteorologist back at our sister station at my previous station in Bowling Green, Kentucky, had this saying: whether it spins or it's straight, strong winds are strong winds.
They're strong.
Yeah, and I usually say that a lot during severe weather season because, I mean, you're familiar with this, growing up in this area, is we oftentimes with severe weather, more often than not, see what we call the straight line wind storm scenarios, where it's these, we call them QLCS line.
Yes.
Supercell thunderstorms, they do happen here, but the nighttime straight line wind storms happen more frequently, or more common, I should say.
Right.
But a lot of folks get caught up with the tornado threats sometimes, when the straight line wind threats can sometimes be just as of a concern than anything else. I'm not saying that because we have that in the forecast. I just say that because that's just something that when you said the spin, that made me think of that term or that little phrase. But yeah, let's take a look at the forecast with the wind gusts. So,
okay, yeah, give people an idea of what to prepare for, which again, we're still breezy now. Those will calm down, and then we will start to see those gusts up again. That's going to start late Tuesday, but really kick into high gear late Wednesday.
Whoa. Let's go back this up a little bit. I'm going to go back up to Tuesday.
Okay, here's Tuesday. There's those winds.
Yeah, the data's still chugging in, so bear with us for a moment here.
That looks
it's
getting there.
Yeah, it's a chunky model. It's got a lot of data that's going to be filtered through. While that loads, I know we had some comments. What was it? Towards the bottom.
Towards the bottom.
Oh, okay. The Carla chimed in about you're right about Marshall, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you been out that way in Highland County?
I think I have. So I've actually been to Hillsborough High School a few times because I was in band in high school, and that's where they had like the honor band, whatever.
Yeah.
So I played music there. Once, maybe twice.
What instrument was it again?
So I played the marimba, the vibraphone. So that's like the big keyboards that you hit with the mallet. It's like a xylophone, but prettier.
Oh, nice. Those always sound so cool. I remember I played football at Hillsborough High School. We actually played Goshen, and my senior year we played Goshen. We got our butts kicked. My senior year we were 0-10 in football. The first time since 1966. We were a bad football team. We were not good. But anyway, I remember walking back on the field, and it was like towards the wrap up, hearing that go on, and it was just it's a cool sound. So
I love it. If it wasn't 10 grand for one of those things, I would have one. But it's 10 grand for one of those things, and I'm going to afford that.
Right.
Let's talk about the weather.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Tuesday, mind you, what Erin was saying is that rain really not moving in until the late evening hours. And that's, of course, is in correlation with the winds beginning to pick up here. So you're going to Tuesday night, again, winds are beginning to increase. So Tuesday night's going to be a breezy night with some of those showers, gusts maybe up to 30 miles per hour. But then we wake up Wednesday morning, and those winds are just going to continue to stay breezy, gusts at around 30. And look at that, Erin. We've got this particular forecast model looking at wind gusts close to 50 miles an hour.
Close to 50 up in Wilmington. I mean, of course, take this with a grain of salt. Any shift in the storm track would change these exact values. This is just to give you an idea of where the trend is, in that as we get closer to lunchtime, those winds will start to pick up, and those wind gusts will get anywhere from about 50. And yeah, this model, I mean, look, it's pointing to mid-50s, maybe closer to 60 miles per hour. Again, I think the higher wind gusts that you see here on your screen is going to be more of an isolated threat. Generally speaking, prepare for maybe 50 mile per hour wind gusts as we see these showers and some thunderstorms start to arrive there on the west.
Yeah, and if this trend does continue, it could very well be a first alert weather day because considering how soggy the grounds kind of are still from all the previous rain and all the melting snow we've had, you have the wet soil and you have all those strong winds, a tree could fall over a lot easier in comparison to, say, summertime or fall when the ground's a little more solid in comparison.
It's just something to keep in mind, folks. Of course, that's if we get these winds that are on the higher end of this particular spectrum. And yeah, even going into Thursday, we're still looking at those wind gusts gusting. Yeah, look at this, 40 miles per hour. You pair this with already cold temperatures and even a little bit of snow, it's going to feel like the teens. So umbrellas Wednesday, Thursday, winter coats. I don't think you're going to need the snow shovels, though. You don't have to worry about the snow shovel, just a little bit of snow.
Right.
Mainly going to be breezy and cold once again.
Yeah, if you're going to use a snow shovel at all, it's to pick up some of the sticks and debris out of your sidewalk.
Hopefully you don't beat up your snow shovel on the way, because I know I've scraped a snow shovel against concrete. It's the worst sound ever.
Yep, and it gets a little, it gets like little rivets in it over time.
I know,
and then
you ruin it.
Yeah, and then you ruin it. You got to buy a new one.
I know.
But yeah, we're keeping an eye on that day too. And Erin, is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of the 7-day forecast? Any other graphic you want to show with any other parameter? I mean, you mentioned wind chills. We can show that if you want to, or if you want, we can show temperature trends. Are there any questions with regards to the forecast or anything in that regard?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and roll through some comments, because I think we nailed every point once again. So Mike, thanks for the update. Of course, Mike, it's what we do. It's what we get paid to do, and we like it. Just like Greenfield, LOL, says Jeff. Where is Greenfield?
Greenfield is northeastern Highland County.
Okay.
Greenfield's actually Hillsborough's rival for high school sports.
Oh, so maybe he was talking about football.
Yeah, football, Greenfield.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they were okay when I was in high school, but then they were not that good afterwards for the fact.
Oh, are you throwing shade?
I am throwing
shade.
Throwing
shade?
The Greenfield McLean Tigers, which I will say, their high school is very beautiful.
Okay.
They have a bunch of statues. It's an older building. It's beautiful architecture.
Awesome.
But we had somebody chime in. I did see the comment about the 14-day. This is what we have currently. We have not updated this since yesterday. I made some tweaks to this yesterday afternoon. But we are looking at the potential for some unsettled conditions going into the weekend of the 8th and the 9th. We got those rain chances on the March 8th, March 9th period. Mm-hmm. But do note the temperatures do get pretty warm as we head into the middle of the month of March, which this trend continues to show up in the climate data as well as the forecast models that go out to this extent with that. And it does look a little bit drier going to the middle of the month of March as we're kind of getting into like a ridging pattern trying to build in. But yeah, if you like the warm weather, it's on the way.
Of course, but you got to get through a couple of storm systems, of course, to get there. And with that comes the cold, the rain, the thunderstorms, the winds, and even a teeny tiny bit of snow.
Yeah, and fortunately, those days are numbered.
They are numbered.
Now that it's March, I'm happy to say that.
Yes.
When it's November, December, January, February, I'm the kind of person where it's like, you know what, bring it on. It's this time of year. It's going to be cold. It might as well be snowy and cold.
Yes. But now that it's March 1st, it's like, okay, 60s, where you at? There it is.
What's your favorite kind of weather?
Oh my gosh, I love spring. I love spring weather because, I mean, y'all are going to be like, Erin, won the world. But I do like the temperature swings because I like a little taste of everything. But usually as we get into this time of year, it's like, yeah, you got the temperature swings. Your wardrobe is getting quite the workout, but you're not seeing like extremes of the cold or the hot. You're getting a taste of both.
Yeah.
But you're also getting beautiful days like we are seeing, at least for the first half there of Tuesday. I mean, look at that, 59 and sun.
So you're okay with going out to the park and laying out in the sun one day, and then the next day wearing a winter coat and
Yes.
covering up your face because the wind's so darn cold and it hurts. That's why I grew this out. I was tired of the cold hitting my cheeks and they're like, it's cold.
I can only imagine. Oh my gosh. I am. I don't have to imagine. That's me. That's me every time I step outside. I'm like, oh, my cheeks.
Yeah.
But anyway, someone please don't quote that.
It's too late. Now that you called it out, someone's gonna comment it.
No, dang it.
But
all right, I'll see myself out.
you're just not getting started.
I'm just not getting started, guys. Everyone's right now. They're clicking the button. Bye.
No. They're still tuning in. We got a lot of dedicated, loyal viewers who will stay with us through the next 30 or at least within a 30-minute period of 19atSIX. There are times I've been on here for an hour and a half. There was one night, I think we did 19atSIX for 90 minutes, and that was during a parade of stronger storms, and I I think we had flood reports coming in, something like that. This was, I believe, over the summer, if I remember correctly. But yeah, generally we keep these around 30 minutes. But people are still commenting, so like, you know, people are still hanging out.
I mean, it's a forecast that definitely bears watching. And Darla asking about tornado potential with the rain on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're not seeing anything that's making the tornado alarms go off in our head.
Yeah, because
the winds, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, because one thing that you were looking at with the model data is when it comes to forecasting weather, I've brought this up before with when we go into deep diving forecasts, is as a meteorologist, a good meteorologist doesn't look at just a surface map or doesn't look at just a model. You got to look at all the different layers of the atmosphere. It's like a cake. Mm-hmm. And you know, you got to look at what's happening at the surface, what's happening just above the surface. You got to look really high up in the atmosphere to kind of see how these systems are going to move and organize. And both the models we were looking at, Erin, had really strong winds in that middle layer of the atmosphere. And that's a prime area that you want to see not too strong of winds, but just kind of right in the middle for that rotation to kind of maintain itself. And these winds look pretty gnarly. That's the term I'm going to use, gnarly, for those winds in that level, to where we are going to be seeing the potential for gusts over 40 miles per hour Wednesday morning through at least part of Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, gnarly, but in one direction.
Yep.
So it's not gonna, we're not worried about
band?
Tornadoes. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
R.I.P.
Sorry, stupid joke.
No, we love One Direction. I love One Direction.
I was in
when it
high
comes
school when
with
they came
winds.
out, so I wasn't really into them, but
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I was in middle school when he came out, so it was like,
Understandable.
I loved One Direction,
For sure.
admittedly. All right, so that's Greenfield for you, says Carla.
All referring to the football team,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's sad. My range is 40 to 80. Any less or more, I'll be inside as much as I can. And, you know, me too. That's right. So, Emily, you probably like spring and fall as much as I do. You'll take it. You'll
Yeah.
take the chance for some thunder. You'll take the chance for some flurries, as long as it means I'm not sweating as soon as I step out the door, or I can't bear being outside.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you in some capacity. My favorite season is fall.
Love fall. It's
Be-
beautiful.
Because I'm the kind of person, I still want the day to be warm. So you get outside and it's like 50, 60, 65, somewhere in that range. I like it. And at night when it's cool, I can get on a jacket or a coat or flannel.
Sweater weather.
I'm a flannel person. I'll wear flannels as much as I can. Heck, there was one time, I think it was actually my birthday on the Morning Extra. I was a weather producer that day, and I was behind the scenes, and I was just like, I'm not on the air. I'm not going to wear a suit. I'll just wear my flannel. And sure enough, they put the camera at me. It's like, hey, Ethan, it's your birthday. There you are. And I'm like, I was like a computer. I didn't even hear them. And I turn over, and I'm like, oh, I'm on the air, and I'm wearing a flannel. But
We're real people, too. We're
right.
allowed to enjoy
That's
the little
right.
things.
That's right.
Flannels, dang it. I'll show up tomorrow wearing a flannel, just because.
And hey, the weather should be appropriate for flannel.
I liked that segue. 39 degrees tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, so maybe a flannel with some shades, Ethan, for that day. And then shades again for Monday, maybe a little bit of Tuesday, but no flannel, 59 degrees. I know I've seen some forecasters, some meteorologists actually make a flannel forecast as they get into fall. And I think it's kind of funny.
It is
I
funny.
think it's kind of funny. I don't do it, but I think it's kind of funny.
It is. And the whenever I see those graphics, they all have the same one. I like to mix up my flannels, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's just the black and red one.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
I love a good black and red flannel, but let's show the other flannels some love too.
for sure.
See if we have any other questions. Mine is summer. We don't
Oh.
love summer. Hey, great.
Do you like the humidity too? Because that's the thing about living in this area where, and obviously you know this too, it's not the heat, but the humidity that gets you. Another Midwest term or
It's
phrase.
the humidity. It's always
Yeah.
the humidity. Darla saying, I like summer and fall. The leaves are falling and changing colors are beautiful. Of course.
Absolutely.
I love seeing the national map of fall foliage because we get into summer, but Alaska's already changing colors. And so the data's showing it. I'm like, oh, it's on its way.
Yes, for sure. So, Erin, you grew up in this region.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like hiking and seeing the fall colors?
Love hiking, love seeing the fall colors.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yes.
What is your favorite spot to go to hike or see the fall colors?
Oh my gosh, the Cincinnati Nature Center. Huge fan of the Cincinnati Nature Center. I also, any place that has water with trees next to it. I could be driving next to it, I could be sitting next to it, that's preferred, but as long as I get a good, I don't know, anywhere. Is that a good answer? But yes,
Good answer,
I love
good answer.
the Cincinnati Nature Center. It's especially close to my heart. I used to go running there all the time.
Yeah, I got a membership there, and I love going there to all the programs and events that they do. About almost a month ago, I think they had the Maple Days,
What's that?
where they make maple syrup, and you get to go out there and you can taste test it. You kind of see the process of how they, what's the right word? Not distill it, but you're basically boiling it, and you're trying to filter out some of the water.
Prepare it.
Yeah, preparing it more or less.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you bring up the water and trees. I was fortunate to grow up in a very rural, kind of on the Appalachian Plateau in eastern Highland County. My dad has about a 50-plus acre property, and we had a creek, or when I grew up, it was called a crick.
A crick.
Had a pond.
Appalachia.
We go fishing for bluegill or bass or catfish, and then we had a wooded area we can go on hiking and stuff and whatnot. So I grew up with that, so I had an immediate connection to it.
Of course.
So the Cincinnati Nature Center, once I knew it was there, I was drawn into it. I would say, and let us know if you have a favorite spot where you like to hike or where you like to see the fall colors. I know Brookville Lake in Indiana is a huge destination spot to see some of that stuff.
Give me suggestions,
Yeah.
folks.
As much as you and I might dislike Miami University, we're both Ohio University graduates. Oxford area, very beautiful with colors. We've gotten some photos and videos in the fall there. Another area that is not too far from where I grew up in Adams County, Buzzard's Roost Park. There's a little nice hiking area, and you get to go to this edge where there's this like huge cliff, and you get to see kind of the overview of the hills of the Appalachian Plateau and see the nice
Gorgeous.
colors. You can see, I believe it is I could be wrong, I believe part of Brush Creek goes through there. If not, I want to say maybe it's Cherry Fork Creek. I can't remember which one it is, but there's a creek that goes through the bottom of that ravine. Crick.
A crick.
Oh, Carla, Paint Creek. Yeah, it's another one in Highland County. Paint Creek Lake
Paint
and
Creek.
Paint
It
Creek.
sounds like I need to go north and east.
So Paint Creek is actually right next where Greenfield is. Paint Creek. If you ever look at the map, and you know what, why not? We're having fun here, but
Shoot, let's look at a map. Ross County, says Carla.
oh well, yeah. So Paint Creek is the dividing line I was going to show you between Highland County and part of Ross County, and it does continue into Ross County.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So once this loads, you'll see.
We're going to do some geography. Shoot. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. So I believe this is Paint. Oop, went too
wow.
far.
Woo.
I'm trying to see the name of, I believe that is
I can always Google it too.
yeah, so Paint Creek does go into Ross County, but yeah, so Paint Creek Lake is what you're looking at right there, and what we have behind us here, this little
Yeah.
thing right here, right along. You drive over it on Ohio 138, and Greenfield's up here, but you kind of cross it to get up there. And I believe Paint Creek Lake runs along the border of Highland County into Ross County. I believe that's Paint Creek, but it may be another name, but I'm not 100% certain. It might be Rattlesnake Creek.
No, it looks like you got it because that's what this is.
Well, this is the county line right here.
Oh, Pink Creek.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Good
cool.
job, Ethan.
Hey, you know
know
what?
your counties.
I'm right every once in a while, right?
You're right all the time. What are you talking about?
I'll
Don't answer that,
also say
people.
some viewers might
Keep
call
that
me out
to
on
yourself.
that. You know. Okay, so any final thoughts? I think we got maybe a couple more comments, and I think that might be it.
All right. Okay. So,
Oh, we got some folks chiming in about the parks.
oh Yes, guys, thank you. I had great grandparents and grandparents who lived in Cumberland, Kentucky. Always loved hiking by the falls and creeks. They had beautiful scenery. Emily, thank you for chiming in. And I've heard similar things about that area.
So I was fortunate enough to, when I worked in Bowling Green, our forecast area went all the way to Lake Cumberland.
Oh my God.
Cumberland County towards, I believe it's Burkesville area in southern Kentucky. We had a camera out there, and I'll tell you what, some of the most beautiful scenery you could see during the fall, especially right next to the lake, because you have the nice lake breeze on those warm days when you have that land-sea breeze interaction. Yeah. It's a lake, I know, but the term is the term is land-sea breeze. But you have that, so a nice cool breeze in the afternoon, but the warm colors of the trees. But yeah, no, good answer for sure. And we have a lot of folks during the summer here who will travel down to Lake Cumberland for their little destination spot. If it's not Pigeon Forge or Myrtle Beach, or what's the other one that's really popular? Outer Banks. Outer Banks is another one that's really popular. Florida. I think just Florida.
Florida in general answers it pretty good.
Yeah.
And those are like top 5.
Yeah, those are probably the top 5. And then Lake Cumberland's another one of those. Yeah. Or what is the other one? Lake Norris, I think, in Tennessee.
Yes.
Is another popular destination. Norris Lake, that's it.
Yeah, whatever. Tomato. East Fork is not bad. I love East Fork.
Yeah.
East Fork is beautiful. Is it Versailles?
Yes,
okay,
Versailles.
Versailles.
Not Versailles.
Not Versailles. Yeah, because Ohio has everything wrong. I knew that. Versailles State Park has hiking trails, picnic areas, big lake. It's really nice. I think that's up near Dayton, right?
No, Versailles is in Indiana.
Oh my gosh.
Well, okay, take that back. There is a Versailles in Indiana area. There's Versailles, Indiana. Or there's Versailles in Ohio, and there's Versailles, Indiana. In Versailles, Indiana, I just pulled this graphic up. Let me go back to our map.
Versailles, Indiana. I can also Google it too. For my own, we want to get people involved, yeah.
For sure.
Versailles.
I'm assuming, Darla, that's what you're referring to, Versailles in Indiana.
Indiana. That would make more sense. Yeah, Versailles, Ohio is up near my old viewing area, so that's
yeah.
The
So
only reason
I think the parks is right over there. Do you see the?
Yep. Oh.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. That's huge. Ethan will show us here in just a second.
So our maps, and this is something some viewers have asked about, I need to go in and fix this, but that requires time, and sometimes time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence, and it is
but it says Johnson. It's Johnson, I believe, Township, but it's really Versailles, where US 50. We actually have a traffic camera there, right on the bridge on US 50, just before Versailles, but it's where US 50 and 421 kind of intersect there. And 421.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, and 421 goes actually up to Greensburg towards Decatur County.
Yes. Okay, I'm familiar with, somewhat familiar, because I would go skiing, right out that direction.
To Perfect North Slopes.
Yeah.
This is well past Perfect North Slopes, but you're on the way to. So if you just kept going, you could hit Versailles State Park.
Okay. Well, good. I'm halfway there in my brain.
All right, that's on the list because
it's on the list.
I love US 50, like just traveling on it because it's one of those rural roads. It's kind of like, well, I say rural in a sense of the fact that it's not like heavy traffic like the interstates. It's obviously I grew up in Hillsborough, so 50 was right through there. We took 50 to get the Chilla coffee. We took it to go to Milford. Going to the city when I was growing up was going to Old Milford. I had a great aunt who was an artist, and she would take some of her paintings and stuff to the Old Milford at some of the shops and sell them. And we'd go there. My meemaw, my mom's side, she loved getting those sculptures at that sculpture place that's in Milford.
I love the sculpture place. I have several sculptures from the sculpture place. It's got a name, but it's the sculpture place.
You should know. You're from Milford.
Hey, it's the sculpture place in my mind. It's okay. All right. Yeah, just a lot of suggestions here in the comments. Thank you. And good evening to you too, Andrew. Yes, it's in Versailles, Indiana. Thank you, Darla. Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, Florida. It's a good destination. Yes, it's in Versailles. I lived on 50 most of my life.
Yeah.
50 is beautiful.
It is.
50.
And, but yeah, no. So Versailles Park, I got to visit that. Perfect North Slopes. I did a story there, not this past winter, but the previous winter. And I haven't been there in a long time. I need to go back into skiing. I loved skiing. Whenever I was in high school and college, I used to go there all the time and go down the slopes. Do you ski or anything?
Oh, I love skiing. So I actually have a really good friend that I went to high school with, and our yearly, like our annual tradition was to go skiing wherever we lived. Because, I mean, he lives in Oklahoma now, so good luck, Erin, finding skiing in Oklahoma, right? But he actually went to West Point, and so we skied at Perfect North together at least once a year in high school, and then when he went off to West Point, we would ski in New York, and that was cool.
Wow.
It
Like
was
upper
really
state New York?
wherever West Point is, which is closer to the city, but it's in the hills.
Yeah.
It's in the hills. There's slopes, I promise. I went down them. But yeah, I mean, I love to ski. It wears me out, and I haven't done it in a while. But
And I will say the days are numbered for skiing opportunities at Perfect North, considering the warming trend we've got coming up in the middle of the month of March. But another cold day tomorrow, kind of to wrap things up here. And then next week we've got warm conditions as well as the storm chances and gusty winds moving in by the middle of the week.
it's a charcuterie board, but it does come with some good moments as well. So definitely download that Fox 19 First Alert weather app. We update that very frequently, but of course we'll have the latest information coming in tonight at 10. So make sure, correcting. It's actually at 11. We've got sports. Ethan's like, shut up.
No. I would never tell you shut up. It was the fact that we're going to go on really late, because there's been times before I've done that before where I'm like, oh yeah, we're going on time at 10 o'clock. And I go to the producer, actually it's 11:30. And it's like, well, people are going to be waiting for 90 minutes for the news.
We're doing you a favor.
I just didn't want you to get caught into that, because I've gotten flack for that in the past. So.
Thank you, Ethan. Ethan, you deserve a crown for that. Tune in later at 11, around 11, right?
Yeah. It's at or a little after 11. I think it's women's basketball.
Okay.
I think if I saw the schedule correctly, it's USC and UCLA women's basketball.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but regardless, it's sports.
It's sports, so we are going to be on just a little bit late to account for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can get the First Alert forecast. Meteorologist Erin Ashley here is going to do a video update. You'll see that push alert here after a bit on the First Alert weather app. You get that there. If you're watching this somehow just now tuning in and missed most of this forecast, that's okay. You can go to the First Alert weather app. You can go to the 24/7 weather streaming channel. You got fox19.com, and Erin will be updating a couple of things, and then you'll have it there. That way, if you don't want to stay up at 11 or 11:30, we got you covered.
The First Alert is everywhere, guys. You can find it all over the place. We promise.
It's like it's like those diners. We got the neon lights. First alert, first alert, first alert.
Right behind you, First Alert.
Whoa!
Whoa! Who put that there? It's almost like that's our job. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and hop off of here. We're going to crunch some data, update everything for you guys. That way you have that First Alert right at your fingertips. But we do appreciate you guys tuning in this afternoon. Oh, someone's asking me who I am. Hi, my name is Erin. I'm the newest meteorologist here at Fox 19.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so meteorologist Erin Ashley, graduate from Ohio University, went to Goshen High School. We're really fortunate to have you. You're a really talented meteorologist.
Thank you.
She's going to be now on the weekend evenings, and so you'll see her tomorrow on 19atSIX. You'll see her tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. And tomorrow we are on normal time. I'm 99% sure this time.
Yeah. Sorry, whenever people say nice things about me, I get a little emotional. That was really nice. Thank you.
You're welcome, for sure.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm gonna ring it back in. This is a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. Keep
All right,
it together, Erin. We're gonna hop off of here. That way
Yeah.
I can cry a little bit. Thank you. But yeah, we'll have the latest information coming in later on this evening, and we'll update you guys as well as that. So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for tuning in this afternoon, and have a great rest of your Saturday.